There you see a shot of beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium with the windows open today. And of course, we understand you need a winning game plan. FedEx delivers the game ball for the Indianapolis Colts. Well, Jim, it's going to be very interesting today. This is a brand new era of Colts football. We've mentioned it a couple of times already. Just about everything you see with this football team is new.
So many storylines today on both teams, the Colts and the Rams. I mean, first overall pick, new coaching staff, new GM. I mean, there's so many things to talk about today. I hope we get it all in.
Yeah, almost identical in the sense that the Rams had the same problems as the Colts last year. They were 2-14. They traded away their first pick because they didn't need a quarterback. They've got third-year man Sam Bradford.
Yeah, I mean, one game either way for either of these teams, and the Rams could have ended up with the number one pick. And then things might be a whole lot different today than they are. But, yeah, as you said, they traded away their pick. They got a bunch of picks for it. And we'll see what happens today.
Well, the Colts defense is going to be on the field first here this afternoon because the Rams have elected to receive the opening kickoff, and so Indianapolis will be kicking off. A brand new coaching staff. There you see Chuck Pagano, the new head man, obviously before at Baltimore as the defensive coordinator. The one thing you see about Chuck Pagano is his personality. He's very effervescent, a bubbly guy in so many ways, but a very competitive coach as well.
Yeah, he really is. The guys he brought over from Baltimore have really talked about how he likes to roll his sleeves up. He likes to get in there and mix it up. He's even talked about how he's had to tone that down a little just because he's in a new role, a new administrative role right now.
And, of course, Pat McAfee will be kicking off for Indiana here today, or Indianapolis here this afternoon. Beautiful day, as we said, a great Sunday afternoon. Rarely do we play Sunday afternoon football in the preseason, but we do have one here this afternoon. Isaiah Pete and D'Angelo Peterson are back deep for the Colts. Pete, of course, is a rookie out of Cincinnati. And here comes the kick from Pat McAfee. And he booms it into the end zone. And here comes out Pete. Going to give it a run. He's out to the 20-yard line already and spins his way up to the 23rd. And let's go to the field now with Jeffrey Goldman for our first Toyota Sideline Report.
Well, thank you, Don Fisher. A lot of new faces up in your booth as well. Welcome to Jim Sorgi joining the Colts television broadcast. So many new faces on both sides of the football. Coach Fisher and Coach Pagano are definitely finding who they can count on this preseason. We're coming back with a whole lot more in the second half, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And Sam Bradford leads the Rams to the line of scrimmage as they take over at their own 22 to start this ball game. Here is Steven Jackson. An off-tackle play, and he moves the football to about the 29-yard line, so a good gain on the first play. It's now time for the Toyota starting lineup presented by your Central Indiana Toyota dealers, the official vehicle of the Colts. And there you see former IU player Roger Saffold in the starting front for the St. Louis Rams, and headed up by Scott Wells, their new acquisition there at center. We'll get back to the starters here in a moment as Bradford barks signals on a 2nd down and 4. And again, Jackson gets the call. And he's got a first down as he carries for about 6 yards to about the 34-yard line. Now the rest of the offensive backfield and skill position players for the St. Louis Rams. Bradford, of course, a third-year player, completed just over 50% of his passes last year, but he didn't have much of an offense to work with, Jim.
No, he didn't, and he went through a bunch of injuries last year. That ankle was really bothering him. He missed some time, so you expect that to this offseason to get back on his feet.
And it's 1st and 10, as we said, at the 34-yard line. Again, the handoff to Jackson, and they're going pretty vanilla here at the outset, as you might expect. Take a look at the Colts defensive lineup now. There you see the new 3-man front, a big change for the Colts, who have been in a 4-man set for many, many years. And, of course, the linebackers with Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney dropping back a little bit. That's brand new to these guys in some respects. And, of course, the defensive backfield, which is still a bit up in the air, but looking to start settling down here in the preseason. And it's 2nd and 9 as Bradford goes back, dumps it over the middle. Pass is caught out there by the tight end. It looks like, and it was Lance Kendricks who made the catch, second-year player out of your old school, Jim, Wisconsin.
Yeah, real good player out of Wisconsin, too. I think that's what you're going to see a little bit more from the Colts defense. They brought a little bit more pressure right there. The two middle linebackers, Cavell, Connor, and Anger, up the middle, almost got to Bradford that time.
How much that Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis will have their hands on the ground is interesting. Mathis standing up there, you see, on the left side of the line. And here's Bradford with a quick swing pass out to the sideline. It's caught out there by Stephen Smith, who makes the reception, brought down immediately by Justin King, but a gain good for about 6. And it's going to bring up second down now, and let's see, what about 3? So a 7-yard pickup on the play.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that up at Camp and at Anderson, the 3-4 defense, but Dwight Freeney with his hand on the ground mostly, and Robert Mathis standing up.
Danny Amendola is the wide receiver nearest to you on the near sideline as Bradford hands it off to Jackson, and Jackson carries it for the first down as he takes it to the Colts 44-yard line as Ricardo Matthews comes up and makes the tackle. How much of an adjustment is it, Jim, for a 3-man front when you've been a 4-man front for so long?
Well, it's definitely an adjustment. I mean, you're talking about moving guys from their Pro Bowl positions to positions they've never played before. And there's so much that goes along with the 3-4 and movements and pressures and stuff like that that the Colts never done. They've usually been a 4-3 vanilla team.
Again, it's first down at the 44 of the Colts. And Bradford goes to work. Throws the ball out there, caught immediately. Gain of about 7 or so. And Justin King making the stop on the play. Amendola on the catch. Take another look.
You look right here. Cole's not really getting too much pressure on him. The kind of secondary is kind of a vanilla secondary right now, giving him a lot of space up front. They complete the pass in front of us for a pretty good gain.
Amendola, one of the wideouts to the on the top of your screen. Stephen Smith at the bottom. Bradford wanting to go deep this time, looking for Smith, and he throws it out of bounds. Good coverage that time by Gerard Powers, who has become the mainstay of the defensive backfield.
Yeah, he's going to stay there too. If you look right here on this replay, pretty good pressure by Robert Mathis to Dwight Freeney. Even though they're standing up on the outside, get really good pressure, knock down Bradford, make him throw that ball out of bounds.
Defensive stalwarts, of course, for the Colts are Mathis and Freeney that are still on this roster, but they've got other guys too. Fili Mawala was in there in that play, and he, of course, has been with the Colts for several years now. And, of course, Powers in the backfield anchoring that area. That's a big third down play, and the Colts fans getting into it. And looks like we've got offsides or a procedure violation, and it's going to be a procedure, so the 5 yards will be walked off against the Rams.
That's nice right there. It makes it a 3rd and long play. Right there, the Colts winning their prevent defense, a base 4-3 with their nickel and Justin King. They put Cassius Vaughn as the outside corner. That could be something we see out of these two guys as they battle for that cornerback position.
Yeah, Cassius Vaughn is definitely a guy that the Colts are taking a long look
game
at.
On the offense, number 8. The 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Vaughn, of course, a corner out of Mississippi, a 3rd-year player traded to the Colts from Denver. So he is a guy that they really feel good about, and he's going to get significant playing time.
It looked like the Colts are going to bring pressure there on 3rd down. That's something you don't normally see from a previous Colts defense.
Amendola's the wide receiver to the right. 2 wideouts to the near side. And Bradford dumps it off to Smith out of the backfield, who picks up good yardage on the play, but not enough for a first down as Drake Nevis, the defensive tackle, 2nd-year player out of LSU, came up for the Colts and made a nice stop.
2 things you look for on third down and long, Don. Screens and draws, you know what I mean? And Drake does a really good job here. He knows he can't get to the quarterback. He feels it. He gets out there, and he's able to make the tackle before they can get upfield. As you see, St. Louis had blockers out there. If he doesn't make that tackle, it could be dangerous.
So we've got 4th down, and the Rams are going to go for it at the Colt 37. Here's Bradford to look. The throw to the sideline incomplete. The Colts have stopped them on downs. Pressure coming from Mawala that time as he forced Bradford to maybe throw it a bit quicker than he would have liked to. But the Colts hold on the first series by St. Louis. Defensively for Indianapolis. We'll be back with the Colts here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Roof open. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. The Colts and the Rams locked up here in the early portion of the first quarter as the Rams give up the football on downs and the Colts take over at the 37-yard line. Back to the Toyota starting lineup staff presented by your Central Indiana Toyota dealers, the official vehicle of the Colts. And there you see the offensive line, 3/5 of which is brand new.
Yeah, brand new. Sam Stell comes to us from Miami. Mike McGlynn comes to us from Cincinnati. Winston Johnson's from the Eagles. It's going to be exciting.
Now you've got quarterback Andrew Luck in there for the first time in a Colts uniform. And a little dump pass to Donald Brown. And he runs it for big yardage. He breaks it. Donald Brown to the 20. And he's going to go for a touchdown. How about that? The first pass of his career. Of course, it comes in the preseason, but it's a touchdown throw by Andrew Luck and a great run by Brown.
Wow, what a great way to start your NFL career, even if it is the preseason.
Unbelievable play for the Colts.
Well, the Colts start out in a 3 tight end set, one as a fullback. They run play action, and then they throw a little screen to the running back. Not much here. Donald Brown does a nice job of acting like he's going to block him, gets open, and then takes it the rest of the way.
What a terrific block Joe Wright's put on out there. Just kept the man in front of him. Andrew Luck's pretty happy.
You gotta love that.
And this crowd loves it too as Adam Vinatieri knocks it through for the extra point. And how about this? The first play from scrimmage, the Colts have 7. And the Colts take the early lead in this preseason game. Well, Colts fans are invited to gather outside the southeast corner of Lucas Oil Stadium for the New American Family Fan Zone, a pregame party area for fans of all ages. Your dream is out there. Go get it. American Family Insurance will protect it. Well, the Colts have the early lead, 7-0 over St. Louis on a phenomenal first play from scrimmage as Donald Brown takes it to the house after a little dump pass from quarterback Andrew Luck, whose first completion is for a touchdown in a Colts uniform. Isaiah Pete is back deep as Pat McAfee gets ready to boot the football for Indianapolis. And here we go. Second possession for St. Louis. Pete looked like he stepped out of the back of the end zone, and he did. And so it'll be brought out on a touchback to the 20-yard line. We'll take a look at the Colts score one more time, and we didn't even mention how good Donald Brown ran the football.
Yeah, he weaved in and out of everybody right there. Great job getting the ball, following your blocks, cutting back across the grain, and then just outrunning everybody to the end zone.
Nobody touched Donald Brown on that play. Not a single St. Louis Ram got a hand on him, so some great blocking up front as well.
You got some happy guys in that offense after that play, Don. I'll tell you that much.
There's the Citizens Energy Group scoring recap for you. As the Colts again lead at 7-0 here in the early going. What a great way to start your career. And of course, some would say if your glass is half empty, man, it's all downhill from here.
Well, I'll tell you what, as a quarterback, you like throwing that ball 2-3 yards and having the guy run for 61. I'll tell you that much.
No question about it. And when Donald Brown got the football, like I said, nobody touched him. I just think it indicates how well executed the play was. St. Louis, a defensive team last year, had their struggles, but their offense was really more of a struggle than their defense.
Yeah, I mean, they really expect their defensive line to be really good this year. You know, with Chris Long just signed the extension, Michael Brockers coming in, first-round draft pick from LSU. They expect their linebackers to be good, and James Laurinaitis. The question mark on their defense is their back end, their safeties and their corners. Can they hold up? Can they stop guys on third down? Can they not give up the big play? And, you know, we'll see as the preseason progresses if they can do that or not.
You know, now's your chance to get single-game Colts tickets for selected home games. Go to Colts.com for more information. Well, a bit of a break here as we get ready for the Rams' second possession of the day. Of course, it'll be interesting to see how long both of these ball clubs, with so many new faces on each team, will play their starters. Because the one thing you don't have a lot of when you've got new faces out there is cohesiveness.
Yeah, well, I guess the offense is going to play more now since their first series was only one play. I'll tell you that much. they expect to get 20 to 25 plays. It's definitely going to be toward the end of the second quarter. I don't expect the defense to go that long. I think Freeney and Mathis are probably out now. If they're not out now, they're going to be out next to this series. So we'll see.
Isaiah Peed now the backfield for St. Louis. So Jackson saw limited playing time, at least in that first series, or he saw the play in the first series. Now Peed gets stopped. A nice job by the Colts defense. And there is Fili Mawala.
Real good job by Fili Mawala there. Getting pressure, getting up the field, making that tackle. Talk about another mainstay for the Colts right there.
Ball at the 21, a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Colts, of course, using a new defensive philosophy out there with a new scheme, a 3-man front. And we'll see Freeney every now and then with his hand on the ground. Likewise, Robert Mathis. But they're considered linebackers now more. Pressure comes again. Bradford does get rid of it. Nice play, however, by St. Louis. And a really good stop at the end. Tommy Zbikowski came in and made a hit along with Mario Addison. And let's take a look again.
Here's the pressure by the Colts up front. Great job by Cavell Connor making that hit on Sam Bradford. I know he completed the pass. We brought some pressure, but the more quarterbacks take hits like that, Don, I can tell you as a quarterback, you know, the quicker we're getting rid of the ball, because we don't want to get hit like that.
Kendricks made the reception on that play. Zbikowski, a new face on the Colts roster defensively. They try the middle this time with Peed, and there's no place to go. Actually, it was not Peed. I think this might have been the fullback out there for St. Louis. And it was Britt Miller, I think. And Addison was in on the tackle once again. Mario Addison, a second-year player out of Troy.
It's kind of been one of those things that Colts have struggled with over the years is a 3rd down defense. I mean, stopping guys, getting off the field. Right there, they didn't get much yards, but they still got the 1st down.
Steven Jackson is back in now, I believe, at the running back position, as the Rams will work out of an I formation. Fake handoff, throw out to the sideline to Smith. Steve Smith makes the catch, and Justin King brings him down after a decent gain on the play.
I'm surprised that the Colts are actually bringing this much pressure. Normally, first preseason game and then all the preseason, you see kind of vanilla defenses, not a whole lot of pressure, base defenses, base coverages, base offenses. But, I mean, the Colts have brought a ton of pressure these early downs.
Trying to establish a new aggressiveness, I would assume. And now the Colts showing a 5-man front up there. Handoff goes to Peed. Isaiah Peed finds no place to go, picks up 1 yard. Ricardo Matthews was there, the 3rd-year player out of Cincinnati. And it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Great job by the anchors of that defensive line. Just nowhere to go, holes. Antonio Johnson getting down there. Just nowhere to go for the running back. Great job.
Austin Pettis is now in as one of the new wide receivers for St. Louis. Kendrick stays in there at tight end. Amendola will split, or actually Steve Smith splits to the far side. 3 wide receiver set for Bradford, the quarterback, 3rd down and 1. Bradford a little dump off in the slant pass, and the catch is made out there nicely by Pettis. They've got a 1st down. Gerard Powers on the stop.
It's been the kind of knock on drop Powers. When he gets in that one-on-one coverage, you can't stand up against a bigger receiver. You see it right there. I mean, he just gets inside of him. Easy throw, easy catch for a 1st down.
So St. Louis retains possession now in Colt territory at the 48-yard line. Pettis will split to the far side of the field. And Bradford works under center, handing to Isaiah Peed. But again, Peed finds no place to go. And the man this time that stops him is Jarrell Freeman, 1st-year linebacker out of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Big hit right there by Jarrell. Just came in flying, knocking him on the butt.
So the ball is now at the 47. And it'll be 2nd down and 9. Colts with so many new faces out there. And we're going to see a bunch of them here in this game today. Bradford hands to Peed. Peed tries to cut it outside. Nice, really good effort by the Colts that time. A nice job by Justin King again. They just got him going sideways, and once that happens, that speed catches up to you.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see from one of those cornerbacks in that quarterback battle. You want to see him come upfield, make tackles, don't miss tackles, don't give him an extra 2 or 3 yards before you get him to the ground.
Yeah, Cavell Connor again very active out there at the linebacker spot. Got the first hit on him and made him go sideways. So 3rd down and 8 now. 3rd and long. Colts fans will be into it, wanting a stop right here. And we got a flag.
It'll be interesting to see what they call this on us or on them. We jumped a little bit, but I don't think we were in the neutral zone, and then they moved.
False start. Offense, number 79. It's 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And they did jump first, so the Rams get the 5 yards marked off against them. We are working with the replacement officials, Jim. Have you ever worked with officials that were not considered the actual guys?
I have not, and I don't know what that would be like. You could tell right there he was kind of unsure which way to point, which team it was on and stuff like that. I'm sure they're nervous, and I can understand it's their first NFL game too, so we got to give them a little break too.
3rd down and about 13. Bradford, spread offense look. Pete alongside of the backfield. And he handed it off, a fumble out there. The ball got away. I think St. Louis recovers. Bradford actually was the guy who recovered the football himself, but it's going to force St. Louis into a punting situation, and so things have not gone offensively quite the way the Rams would have liked here in their first 2 series.
It has not, but it's gone the way the Colts want it from the get-go. You see right here, the Colts really don't bring any pressure. They try to run a draw play. Running back fumbles it a little bit. Good job for the Colts because it did look like he had a little bit of a lane there.
We've got T.Y. Hilton back to receive this punt from Johnny Hecker, a rookie out of Oregon. And Hilton, of course, is also a rookie out of Florida International. Very quick. And a short punt. And it bounces down. It's going to be picked up by Hilton at the last second as he heads to the sideline and goes out of bounds. Pretty much all he could do, because if he lets that ball go, it looked like it was going to come bounce all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, great job by him.
So we'll be back with the Colts' second possession.
Really good he can become.
And of course, Bruce Arians talking about quarterback Andrew Luck, to his first pass in a Colt uniform against outside competitions, a touchdown. And he goes to work now inside the 20-yard line at the 17. Luck throws it out there for Reggie Wayne. This one a little bit high and a lot of pressure that time on Andrew Luck. Let's get back to the offensive look of the Colts this year. As we said, the offensive backfield, and that's the Central Indiana Toiler Dealers starting lineups. That's the offensive backfield. You see Donald Brown back there, who scored the first touchdown, and Kobe Fleener, a teammate of Andrew Luck at Stanford.
He's going to rely on Kobe Fleener a lot this year, Don, and just like he did in college.
Kobe out there right now as he moves around to the right side at tight end. And Wayne Allen's in there as a second tight end, and the handoff this time is stopped almost immediately as Donald Brown had no place to go, and Kendall Langford made sure he went nowhere. A really good defensive play by St. Louis. They drop him back at the 12-yard line. There's the defensive line for the Rams.
Pretty good up front. Chris Long, first-round draft pick. Michael Brockers, first-round draft pick.
And, of course, Laurinaitis has been outstanding for them at linebacker for St. Louis, and there's their secondary. Andrew Luck now works out of the shotgun. Pressure coming quickly. He breaks away to his left, and he's going to run the football. And he does get down. Everybody was going, get down.
Get down now, yes. Smart play by him.
So a nice run by Andrew, getting a little bit out of trouble there. Gets the ball across the 20-yard line, but the Colts will be forced to punt with 4th down and long.
Yeah, he did a good job getting out of the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield. Fortunately, there was nothing there, and that's what I was worried about with this Colts offensive line. They've run 4 plays. Andrew's gotten hit twice, flushed out of the pocket, and then lost yardage running play. So, it's a little sketchy to begin with this game.
And probably the one area that takes as long as any to find that cohesiveness is that offensive line, because we got 3/5 of a new offensive line here for the Colts.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Here's the punt by McAfee. Janoris Jenkins is back to receive it. He lets it bounce down, and it heads out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. So with our score, Colts 7, St. Louis nothing. First quarter of play. We'll be back with the Rams' third possession in a moment. There you see the Colts leading the St. Louis Rams here in the first period of this first NFL exhibition game for these two teams this year. And with the first pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Colts selected Andrew Luck. Our Forum Credit Union question of the game: can you name the Colts' last 3 first-round selections? Jim, I'm going to leave you a couple seconds to think about that, and then we'll see if you know.
Yeah,
I think you probably do.
I think I do.
First and 10 for St. Louis. New quarterback Kellen Clemens, a 7th-year pro out of Oregon, in the lineup at QB for St. Louis as he hands to Isaiah Pead, their rookie running back. And Pead doesn't go down easily, but he gets very few yards out of the attempt. Just shy of the 40-yard line, about second and call it. We'll give him 2 on it. It'll be 2nd and 8. DJ Johnson into the stop for the Colts, 3rd-year player out of Jackson State, acquired by the Colts in a trade with Philadelphia. That's the other thing you're going to see. Chuck Pagano and Ryan Grigson are both going to talk about players and get players that they're familiar with.
They're not afraid to go out there and get guys from the teams they've been with or find new talent, and that's kind of what I like about it.
Here's the run by Pead. This time he gets it outside and makes some good yardage on the play. A good run. Cavell Connor, again the linebacker for the Colts, comes over to make the stop. Now these guys, when you're familiar with players and you have a feel for what those guys can do and what they can accomplish out there, those are the guys you're going to feel most comfortable going and getting.
Yeah, they feel like those guys can come into this offensive system, this defensive system, and contribute right away. And those are the kind of guys you are looking for, whether it be via trade, free agency, draft picks. Those are the kind of guys you got to find.
Brian Quick is a wide receiver of the game now for St. Louis at the top of your screen. Clemens, the quarterback. And that's who he goes to immediately as he brings him down. Quick immediately goes down right around the 44-yard line of the Colts. DJ Johnson was in on the tackle for Indianapolis, but it's a first down, and the Rams move the chains.
This is kind of what the Colts defense has done the first couple series here. You know, give up some first downs, like the bend don't break thing. Gave up some first downs, but then stopped them before they could put any points on the board.
He had a shot at Jeff Fisher patrolling the St. Louis sideline, the longtime coach for the Tennessee Titans, 16 years. Tremendous success with that program. Got let go a year ago and then sat on last year. Now he's back coaching again. There's a sack as the Colts come up with a great shot from Jerry Hughes. And that ends the first quarter of play. But Jerry Hughes, of course, trying to really establish himself with the Colts, comes up with a big play to end the first period. We'll be back with the second quarter action in a moment. Welcome back to Indianapolis. There you see the score. Preseason game number 1, first period of action has been completed. Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light Party Zone at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Bud Light Party Zone is above the north end zone in front of the windows that open to the Indianapolis skyline. You see it right there. Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Proud sponsor of the Indianapolis Colts. Well, the Colts leading 7-0 here. Early on, first play of the game from scrimmage, at least for the Colts, was a touchdown. Andrew Luck throwing a little dump pass to Donald Brown out of the backfield, untouched to the end zone. Great play. And since that time, these two teams have traded possessions. Right now, it's 2nd and long for St. Louis as Kellen Clemens goes back to throw it. He dumps it off to Isaiah Pead, the running back, who fumbles it at the end of the play. Now, did they blow the whistle before he fumbled the ball? I'm not sure. We'll see.
I think if they did, it was a mistake because that ball was out and it was live.
We're waiting to see. It's Colts football. And Brandon McKinney, I think, is the guy who got on top of it.
That's what you want to see from this defense right here. I mean, they've been attacking. They've been relentless. They've been bringing pressure. You've seen movement. And now you've seen turnovers and stuff like that. They've done a great job.
Well, outstanding as the Colts get the football back in a hurry. We'll be back with their possession. There you see Mr. McKinney, who made the recovery of that fumble. as the Colts lead at 7-0, and the Colts will have the football. We want to get back to you with the Forum Credit Union question of the game and answer. With the first pick of the 2012 NFL Draft, the Colts selected Andrew Luck. Can you name the Colts' last 3 first-round selections? Well, we have somebody in our booth who I think can. Mr. Sorgi, would you like to give it a shot?
I would. It's 1 on offense, 2 on offense, 1 on defense. Last year was D'Anthony Costanzo. Before that was Jerry Hughes, and then the year before that was the guy who scored the first touchdown, Donald Brown.
That's exactly right. Question of the game brought to you by Forum Credit Union. Your money, your voice. And right now the Colts in possession of the football. Andrew Luck hands it to Donald Brown. Tries the corner on the right side and gets out of bounds after a nice pickup on the play as he moves the football. Quentin Michael, a 5'10 sophomore or 5'10 10-year player from Boise State. What did I say, sophomore? Holy cow, not hardly. At any rate, a nice run that time by Donald Brown as he got it to the outside.
Yeah, good job getting outside, getting the yardage, getting out of bounds. That could have been a late hit right there. And Donald Brown laid out the chain crew, or they knocked somebody on their butt.
Second down and a short 3 as Andrew Luck gets pressure and gets rid of the football. But he gets hit again, and we've seen that on 3 occasions now where he really got people after him as he went back to throw it. Chris Long was the man who got to him, and we've got a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's tough for Andrew Luck. I mean, luckily he's 6'4", 235 pounds, can take those kind of hits, but we don't want this offensive line taking so long to get together
69
to
of
get
the
those
offense.
hits.
The 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Now they call a penalty against Winston Justice, the tackle from USC, 7th-year player, acquired from the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade. So one of the new faces on the Colts offensive line. And of course, Andrew is working with that offensive front. Again, 3/5 of it brand new for the Colts this year. Satelli is the starting center for the Colts. Obviously is brand new. Samson Satelli, 6th-year player out of Hawaii. They've worked well together here in the early season. And they seem to have everything together, but the rest of the line not as cohesive as you would like. Again, scrambles, but Austin Collie on the receiving end of the pass, and they pick up good yardage on the play, about 9, as they move it to about the 47-yard line of St. Louis. Michael Brockers was in there on the tackle for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, good job by Andrew Luck so far. He hasn't really had to fix much. He hasn't really had to change plays or point out guys or fix protections or anything like that, but he has gotten a lot of pressure. Good job right there getting out of the pocket, delivering the ball, and getting this back to a 3rd and manageable situation.
3rd down conversions are brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. And Andrew Luck takes the snap. And the throw, a good one. And how about that catch right there on the sideline by T.Y. Hilton, the rookie out of Florida International, for a first down. Jenkins had the coverage, but just a terrific job on the catch.
Yeah, good job here. Almost picked off by the cornerback, but gets through. Great catch, got both feet down. I think they're going to try to run a play quick here so they can't review it.
Absolutely right. Here is the quick snap, and the handoff goes right up the middle. Mewelde Moore getting his first look in a Colt uniform, a 9-year player who came out of Tulane. But Mewelde, of course, is one of those guys who's been around a long time.
Yeah, and he knows his Pittsburgh Steelers offense that Bruce Arians brought over from the Steelers. So, I mean, good job there, gaining 3 yards. And I think he'll be an attractive player to this offense just because of the fact that he has the knowledge of the system that we're trying to put in.
And really good in those kinds of situations, those real short yardage situations. Now the Colts with 2nd down and about 7. Moore stays in the lineup as Wayne goes in motion. Andrew Luck throws a little pass out to Kobe Fleener, his college teammate from Stanford. He makes the catch, goes down right around the 26. Jerome Murphy makes the hit on the play. Fans react to Fleener's name being announced for the first time here at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I mean, you got to like this. Andrew's getting in a little bit of a rhythm right here. We got a 2 tight end set, 2 tight ends to one side, 2 receivers to the other. Just takes the easy throw in the flat. You know, nothing crazy. Still gets us to 3rd and 2. Something we can pick up. Let's go down here, pick up this 3rd down, and get some points on the board.
And now DeLon Carter is coming to the ball game for the Colts. He, of course, began his career with Indianapolis last year. And he gets the call. He tries right up the middle. Very close to the first down, and I think he did pick it up right around the 23-yard line. So another short yardage situation, and Carter has really been a good, strong back in those short yardage situations as well. Chris Long made the stop on the play, but the Colts have a first down as they move the chains.
Yeah, Carter can be a real good player on this offense. He's just got to be able to hold on to the ball. He made some great plays last year. Good job picking up that first down, putting your head in there. Good job by the offensive line getting some push. And, we're finally seeing some rhythm, some movement from our offense, and I like it.
Ball at the 23-yard line. And again, Andrew Luck this time with time. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Austin Collie with a catch and another perfect throw from Andrew Luck. And Indianapolis jumps out to a 13-0 lead. And that play was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, same formation, 2 tight ends to one side, 2 receivers to the other. Andrew does a great job staring down the field, moving that safety, kind of looking at Reggie the whole way, and then hitting Collie on that corner route. Great job, looking downfield, moving that safety. You see Reggie take that safety out of the play, hits Collie right there on that corner route.
Just a perfect throw, and Vinatieri will try to add the extra point. He boots it up and through, and the Indianapolis Colts are 14-0 leaders over St. Louis here with 11:18 to go in the second quarter of play. We're back with a kickoff in a moment. Welcome back once again here at Lucas Oil Stadium, where Indianapolis right now is leading it 14-0. It's now time for the Harrison College teaching moment with Jim Sorgi. Jim?
Yeah, you'll see right here, Andrew Luck does a great job. The Rams are in a 4-3 defense, 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. You see the middle linebacker, number 55, is running the middle field, taking Reggie out of the play. Andrew does a great job looking the safety that just barely gets hit to the middle of the field, making a great throw. The cornerback was held by the back flaring. Great job by Andrew Luck there, staring, moving guys with his eyes, and then making a pinpoint accurate throw to Austin Collie for the touchdown.
And the teaching moment brought to you by Harrison College, who is celebrating their 110th anniversary of educating Hoosiers. Harrison College, career-focused, success-driven. And the kickoff there is brought up to the 20-yard line on a touchback. And we're going to bring into us Kevin Wilson, the head coach at Indiana University, starting his second season. It's IU Day here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And Coach, welcome to the broadcast, or the telecast, I should say. Welcome to Lucas Oil, and a very great start for the Colts here in the first half.
I've looked sharp. Andrew's gotten off to a good start, so good for these guys. They're looking well.
Coach, I know you're excited about your upcoming season. You start with Indiana State on September 1st.
Sure do. We started here last year. Jim's Badgers finished in this great venue. Got our team here today for Indiana Day, and Indiana State on September 1.
Coach, it is so much fun to be a part of college football. I know you're excited about the new season. You had such a young team last year. It was a tough go, but and there, of course, you have pass interference in that play against the Colts. But at the same time, I know you see a lot of positive things happening at IU.
We're growing. We got a lot of work to do. We're climbing up a mountain. There's some programs up there where the air's thin, and they've climbed. We're down here low climbing, but it's consistent, like these guys right here in their rebuilding mode. It's consistent improvement. It's daily improvement. It's chipping every day and climbing the ladder.
And certainly it's a tough ladder to climb in the Big Ten. This is a good league.
It's a good league, but it's great. Big Ten championship game in this venue. Like say the Badgers and Spartans here last year. Big Ten football is changing. I'm tell you what, I'm one of the advocates for having this arena host the national championship game as we go around the country. Because in January, that game needs to be in the Big Ten backyard. And no disrespect to other great cities in our region, but no one's better than Indianapolis in January hosting a football game.
That penalty was very costly to the Colts. The football's already down to the 26-yard line. Clemens hands to Isaiah P, and he takes it off the left side. Colts do a good job of containing him this time. Coach, what do you see as far as your football team this year? What's exciting you about what you've seen in practice?
We're trying to learn how to play as a team. We got to make a bunch of strides in all areas. So we're not going to be a great defensive team and play winning defense if we don't kick it better. The Rams come out and go to the 40-yard line, have a delay of gain and an all-side procedure. They move the ball. They've got nothing. Yeah, the Colts have executed one big play, one great drive. So it's learning how to play as a team.
As you know, Coach, penalties will kill you. Sacks will kill you. I mean, I think there's a stat, 85% of the time you get a sack, you don't score. So, the Colts have done a great job making these guys get penalties and sacking them.
Clemens again sends a man in motion. This time he hands to Pete, who tries to take it up the middle. This is a team that is really trying to find itself, Coach, in the sense of the preseason. We're talking about both these teams with so many new pieces to the puzzle personnel-wise, and you're going through the same kinds of situations.
You know, pro football free agency is getting like college, where every 2 or 3 years you're cycling guys. I saw the other day, I think the average age of the Seahawks is 25 years old.
Yeah.
So it's a young game. It's a young man's game. You're always finding those pieces, putting them together. I know both these franchises with historically great ownership, leadership, are trying to get their programs back to where they want to be.
And you've got a guy on the St. Louis Rams that you had a lot to do with, the quarterback.
Sammy's a good player, and, you know, the Colts had one of my favorite last year, Brody Elridge, that they released that the Rams picked up. So it's great to see those guys. We got Roger Seffold, who's playing left tackle out there. We need to get a Hoosier or two up here and one, play a lot better ourselves, but get one up here in the backyard playing for the Colts as we move forward.
I agree.
Nice play right there by DJ Johnson, who came up and put the hit on Isaiah Pede once again as St. Louis continues to threaten here early on in the second quarter. Here's a replay of that last hit.
You know, good job. I mean, going down for the runner's legs, making them, you know, flip over your head. You know, good job on first down by the Colts, leaving them a 2nd and 5. Hopefully keep them out of the end zone here.
Got him in situations to be holding a 3, like Jim said, it'd be great for the Colts here on this drive.
2nd down and 6. Pete again. They force him outside, and he gets stopped down inside the 15-yard line. So they do force him into a 3-yard loss of the play, Coach.
Jim knows that and played quarterback. Got some penetration there on 2nd down, a conservative play. Now they got him back 3rd and 9-ish in this tight friend zone area. Not a lot of spots. Let's see if the Colts take advantage. And, you know, the penalty gave him a big play, but let's hold him to 3, and that's winning football. And that's what, you know, they're trying to build here with the new ownership, the new leadership.
You know, Coach, when you get down here in the red zone, the holes tighten up, the windows tighten up, everything gets a little harder down here.
A lot faster, a lot tighter. Got to be. It's a great opportunity for both teams to see how they can execute here. It's a big play.
This is Clemens at quarterback, working out of the shotgun.
Sack.
And they got it. Right there, really good job, and Jerry Hughes is again involved, and he's a guy that's really trying to make a name for himself here with his new offense.
Speed rush on the right tackle, just beat him with speed there, Jim.
Well, they say Jerry Hughes, this is the make or break a year, right? They say this new defense is going to help him. Right there, just a 4-3 prevent. He moves, he just beats the right tackle. 2nd sack of the day, puts the Colts in a great situation. 4th down, they have to kick a field goal.
And, you know, to me, I see the Colts as they're building. Rams have moved the ball 3 times, 1 in the tight zone, 2 into the fringe, and they're maybe coming out with 3 points. So, you know, that's a defense, and that's what we got to do at our place.
Yep.
We're not going to play great defense, but we got to get some stops and keep the game manageable.
And here's a field goal by Zerline, and the kick is good. And so St. Louis is finally on the board. Coach, thank you so much for coming up. Best of luck in this new football season upcoming.
As always, Don. Thanks. Good to meet you.
Kevin Wilson, our guest here. We'll be back with the possession for the Colts. There you see the Rams' first score of the ball game, a field goal, as the Colts continue to lead here in the second quarter, 14-3. You know, there's fantasy football and there's legit football, fantasy football. Well, NFL.com Fantasy offers a legit NFL managed league with free live scoring and instant video highlights. Go legit. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy. Greg Zerline, who just kicked that field goal, will be kicking off for St. Louis. And the Rams on the scoreboard finally. It's 14-3 Colts. And Indianapolis back in action with the football as this boot, a strong line drive shot. And out of the back of the end zone goes Levon Brazil as he hauls it in. So it'll be a touchback brought out to the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the Citizens Energy Group scoring recap of that last series for St. Louis. There you have it, 6 plays. Took 4 minutes and a 37-yard field goal. And we're going to take another look as well at the Colts recap of their score. We had Kevin Wilson up here joining us from the Indiana football program. And we didn't get this in for Citizens Energy Group, but there you saw it. As the Colts put 7 more on the board, and Andrew Luck is still in the ballgame. And he dumps this one out there in the flat. Catch is made, a nice run as well. And a good job by Moeldy Moore out of the backfield.
I think you're going to see a little hurry up here, Don. The Colts look like they're getting on the ball, trying to run a little no huddle.
Rocky McIntosh on the stop for St. Louis, you're right. This is Peyton Manning-esque.
A little bit. Deja vu.
Here's Andrew. Throws right through the fingertips of LeVon Brazil. That ball was right there in his face, though. It was a good throw.
Yeah, he was going to get hit after the catch, but those are those catches as a young kid you got to make, and you got to make every time. That would have gave the Colts a first down. Now it's 3rd and 1. It's kind of stopped the rhythm a little bit. Now we got to huddle back up, try to get the right play. But, he'll learn. He's young.
3rd down conversions brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. 3rd down and 1. Just shy of the 30-yard line. Andrew Luck hands the football off, and it's a first down for the Colts. Nice little inside handoff that time. And trying to tell what I couldn't tell, but it was a fullback, I think, or actually a tight end, Dominic Jones, who carried that ball.
Yeah, I think that's what Bruce Arians wants to do. He wants to get a lot of the tight ends on the field. Right there, we had 3 tight ends on the field, 1 playing fullback, and I think you'll see a lot of that early in the preseason.
So Indianapolis with a first down. They retain possession, and Andrew Luck goes back to work. Pressure comes. He dumps the ball off. It was there. I thought Fleener had a chance to catch that one too. Wasn't able to hold on to it. Craig Dahl had pressure on him, no doubt about that.
Yeah, good job by Andrew getting rid of the ball before he got hit. But yeah, Kobe Fleener is just one of those things where he's kind of like getting draped by the defensive player. Maybe been a penalty, maybe not. But sooner or later he'll make all those catches.
And this throw to Austin Collie, and he can't pull that pass in either. Andrew Luck had it on the numbers there. Jolon Dunbar had some coverage on the play, but Andrew had the ball thrown low, but again, Collie is one of the sure-handed guys that normally pulls that kind of pass in.
You kind of want to say, come on, guys, let's help this kid out a little bit, you know what I mean?
Well, he's getting rid of the ball quickly. Great quick release. 3rd down conversions, again brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. 3rd down and long this time. And this time Austin Collie does pull it in, and he picks up the first down. Great job by Andrew Luck once again. Find the wide receiver, find him for the first down. Quentin Michael comes up with a stop, but another brilliant play by the young quarterback.
Yeah, the Rams bring a blitz here, 2 linebacker blitz. Andrew does a nice job stepping up in the pocket, releasing to his left and making a good throw to Collie. Good first down pickup there.
Ball to 44 now. And the throw, this time it's Brazil who pulls it in. That was a little bit high, but this time LeVon Brazil really does a nice job of reaching up for it, pulls it down. Josh Gordy makes the stop, but again, it's a 1st and 10.
That's not as good as the first, but as a young kid, that's what you want to see. Making one mistake, don't make the same mistake. You see it right there in Brazil.
Quick snap. Luck gets pressure this time. He's got 3 guys chasing him, but he gets rid of the football and very wisely throws it out of bounds, saving himself and the Colts that time. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And that's what you want to see from your first overall pick in the draft. There's franchise quarterback. There's nothing you can do here. Protection breakdown, 3 guys running at you. Does a great job of escaping the pocket. They're going to get me eventually. Throw the ball away. We'll line up again on 2nd down. Key thing is don't take a sack and don't throw an interception.
The guy is way ahead of his time in as far as his thinking process on the football field, isn't he?
His football intelligence is above and beyond what a rookie should be.
Tremendous football IQ. Here's an inside handoff to Mewelde Moore. Moore doesn't find much room there, picks up a yard, and it's going to bring up another 3rd and long scenario for Andrew Luck and the Colts offense. See Collie coming out of the lineup. Going in is Quan Cosby. Wide receiver, 4th-year player out of Texas, picked up off waivers from Denver. Getting an opportunity here with the Colts. Chris Adams is also in there, and boy, has he had a really good camp. Chris Adams has been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's caught everything. He's made some great plays. Everybody's really high on him. I just want to see him do it with the lights on, you know what I mean? Do it in front of 40, 50, 60, 70,000 people.
3rd down and 9. Here's a little dump off to Brazil. Brazil makes a beautiful catch, one-handed, spins his way forward for a couple extra yards, just enough for a first down. Gordy again into the tackle, the 2nd-year player out of Central Michigan for St. Louis. Nice catch again by Brazil. Colts continue to look good in the passing game as Andrew Luck, very sharp here in his first presentation as a Colt.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game for him to start out with. The Rams 4-3 defense don't do a whole lot of movement, so good game for him to start.
What a catch! Quan Cosby right at the 1-yard line. Luck threw that one perfect on the money right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, great job by Luck. He sees the two high safeties. He knows the Rams are in cover 2 defense. You know, the middle linebacker is going to try to run with one of your receivers. He can't do a great back shoulder throw here. Great back. He throws it anywhere else. He doesn't get caught. He had to put it right where he had to put it.
So a terrific throw by Luck. It's 1st and goal for Indianapolis, just inside the 1. Cosby with a really nice catch as well. DeLon Carter is now the running back. And the whistle blows. Got a timeout called here by, I think, was it the Colts?
Yes, it was.
Timeout, St. Louis.
Oh,
that's their first timeout of the half.
So they did signal Colts. So
They
you're right,
Colts
Jim.
side, didn't they?
But it was St. Louis where they called time. We have time out of the field. Andrew Luck to the sideline. We're back in a moment. Here's Luck looking for the end zone and going into the end zone. Incomplete. And that pass, actually, the guy that he threw it to was Joe Wright.
You gotta love Bruce Arians. He's releasing offensive linemen into the pattern. And he actually should have had a touchdown there. Andrew should have hit him in the numbers. He tried to be too perfect with it.
Just a hair high, and Wrights couldn't pull it in. But Joe Wright's got great hands. Well, back here where the Colts have just scored a touchdown from DeLon Carter, who jumps over the middle of the offensive line for the score. It was preceded by a pass into the end zone and an incomplete pass to Joe Wright, who was an eligible receiver. Here's the look of the touchdown.
Good job by DeLon Carter getting up and over, not jumping too early where you kind of land short of the goal line. Jumps at the right time. Good job by the Colts offensive line. You'd like to see him be able to punch it in there on the goal line and then 3rd and short and get those first downs and touchdowns.
And so the Colts do exactly that. Adam Vinatieri with the extra point try here. And Indianapolis is having some kind of first half showing under the tutelage of Andrew Luck at quarterback. We'll take another look at the touchdown score. As DeLon Carter got nice push up front and then a great leap into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, great push up front. Good job by the offensive line and the tight ends and fullback, and great job by DeLon Carter.
Let's take a look at the Citizens Energy Group scoring recap. You see it there. That was a long drive too, Jim. That's something you really like to see as an offensive coordinator.
Dude, sustained drive, tempo in and out, huddling, not huddling, no huddle. Great throws, great runs. Just an outstanding job by this first offense for the Colts. I think that other than that one series where, you know, they were 3 and out and they had a penalty and stuff like that, they've been absolutely phenomenal.
So Andrew Luck getting a tremendous start to his NFL career. Even though it may be a preseason game, you're still going up against outstanding football players on the other side.
You are. I mean, granted, this Rams team was 2-14 last year. Let's keep it in perspective. First preseason game, you're playing vanilla defense, but I mean, you're putting on the pads. You're going out there and you're playing the game. You want to win. You want to play well, and that's what these guys are doing. I think the offensive line has done a great job ever since that one series. They've really kind of settled in there nicely, and I think that's probably the last time you'll see most of those first offensive players today.
We just saw a shot of Andrew Luck. The thing that impresses me so much, he's reading the defenses already, just terrifically well.
He's done a great job. He did a good job on that touchdown pass to Austin Collie, moving guys, reading the defense. He did a great job on that seam throw down the middle, putting it on the back shoulder. He actually had a play right before that where they had a blitz and he had a hot throw that he had to get out of his hand. Great one-handed catch for the first down. I expected a lot coming into this game, knowing him, knowing his pedigree and how much he knows about the game of football, but he surpassed even what my expectations were.
Well, he's done a great job here in the early going, and we've seen some nice plays from other players on this football team as well. That offensive line, I think, has settled in too. It was started off a little rocky, but all of a sudden they're doing a great job of giving him time.
Yeah, he's had to run around a little bit, but he's young. He can handle that. You know, he gotten hit a little bit. He's 235 pounds. He can handle that too. Just as long as this team comes together as a cohesive unit on offense, they'll be just fine. Right now, you're just in the first cog of the wheel. Then the second preseason game, third, fourth. When you get that regular season game, you got to be rolling on all cylinders.
Here's the kickoff, and Gibbons, the receiver from Pat McAfee. And Gibbons takes it across the 20 and takes it out to about the 24-yard line before he goes down. So St. Louis will get another opportunity here. They trail 21-3. Indiana University Health is proud to support the strength of the Indianapolis community through its partnership with the Indianapolis Colts. IU Health expert physicians, nationally ranked care. Discover the strength at iuhealth.org.
You know what I've seen so far from our offense? Not a whole lot of mental errors, missed mistakes. Obviously, we don't know exactly what they're supposed to do, but it's been pretty clean so far.
It has that. And that's something coaches really appreciate. They cannot stand penalties. This is Pede, a running back, and this time he finds some running room on the far sideline and takes it very close. If not, it is a first down. Jarrell Freeman, a linebacker, was the man who came up and knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, the Colts defense just kind of got strung out. They thought that might have been a hold right there on Jerry Hughes. Not called. Kind of gets the corner and gets enough for the first down. But, you know, what you've seen throughout these preseason games so far, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes in the kicking game, a lot of penalties. And this game has been pretty clean so far. I mean, a few, penalties and one turnover by the Rams. But other than that, a pretty solid performance by both teams.
Daryl Richardson's now into the running back spot for St. Louis. And the quarterback, Kellen Clemens, under center as the whistle blows before the play gets started. And the flags come down once again.
Delay game. And as an
Offense
offensive coach, I remember Tom Moore, my offensive coach, he said it's better to throw the ball, take the snap and throw it out of bounds than to get a delay game. He does not like delay games. He hated it. That's 2 for the Rams so far. So their offense coach has got to be going crazy.
Yeah, but you get the announcer's curse put on you because you were the guy that said there were hardly any penalties in this game, and all of a sudden the flag comes down immediately. First down now for St. Louis. Ball at the 29-yard line. This is Clemens, and he's going deep. And he's got a man. He just can't quite get to it. A nice run that time by Gibbons, who went deep that time, and he had DJ Johnson on him step for step, but maybe had a half step on him. Had he been able to catch it, it would have been a big play. A little bit long, however, on the throw by Clemens. Clemens been around a while, 7th-year player out of Oregon. And it'll bring up 2nd and 15 now for St. Louis.
Yeah, the Colts have done a great job on defense getting the Rams in these 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations where they can kind of go in their prevent defense. And it's just like what you used to see. 4 down front, 2 linebackers, a nickel defensive back, and they can kind of play around with them a little bit.
Clemens in the shotgun this time. Pete is back in the backfield, and he gets the call out of the backfield with a little dump pass. And Pete finally knocked down at the 30-yard line. Picks up just a couple of yards of the play. Nice job by Cavell Connor to bring him down. And the Colts defense continues to look very tough here in the early going. We have timeout on the field. We'll be back in a moment with the Colts on top. There she is, shot of Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, 2 of the mainstays of this Colts defense. Well, Meyer, the official supercenter of the Indianapolis Colts, will be hosting special Blue Friday events throughout the 2012 season. During every Blue Friday at Meyer, 24 fans will win 2 passes to a VIP tailgate party and 2 tickets to the game. For more information, visit Colts.com/Blue Friday. We got a 3rd down and 14 coming up for St. Louis. Isaiah Pete in the backfield with quarterback Kellen Clemens. And pressure coming. And the throw incomplete. Nice job by the Colts once again. They got a lot of pressure. Hughes was in there, but I think Mario Addison was the guy who got to him first and forced a quicker throw than I'm sure he would have liked to have made.
Yeah, no pressure here, just all up front. Good twist, good stunts. Number 97, Addison gets there, gets a nice hit on Kellen Clemens, forces a bad throw. Fourth down. We might get to see Andrew Luck here in a 2-minute drill, Don.
Yeah, we may just do that. Now's your chance to get single-game Colts tickets for selected home games. Go to Colts.com for more information. Here's the punt. T.Y. Hilton is back. He lets it bounce away. It heads to the sideline and does go out of bounds right about the 2-yard line. So a great punt that time by St. Louis, and it's going to put the Colts deep in their own territory. Now do you go into a 2-minute offense here under these circumstances, or do you just try to pound it out?
Well, you're up 21-3. I know it's a preseason, so they may, okay? But if in a normal regular season game, you pound it out. You try to run, get a couple yards, run, get a couple yards, get a first down, and then you start your 2-minute drill.
So it looks like we've got a new quarterback in the ball game for Indianapolis, and that's Drew Stanton, who is the veteran out of Michigan State University and acquired by the Colts in a trade with the New York Jets.
Yeah, he's had a kind of a wild offseason himself.
Here is the handoff. It goes right up the middle. The Colts are able to pound it out to about the 6-yard line. I think, that was Vic Ballard, a rookie running back out of Mississippi State, who the Colts feel very good about, their 5th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. He's not the guy that the Colts are expecting to carry the load, but I think he learns for a couple of years, gets a hold of the system, learns what it's like to be a professional, and then he can be a featured back sooner or later.
And they hand it to Vic Ballard once again, and he breaks it. He gets it out to the 20-yard line before they can spill it. And a nice run by Ballard, who shows some not only power but some quickness after he broke through.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's putting up an argument trying to be that guy right now, right?
No doubt about it.
It's just like I said, the Colts try to run it and get a few yards, but here they kind of pop one. Great job by Vic Ballard, getting some good yardage after contact. Trying to throw my words back at me there for a little bit.
Well, Andrew Luck, while he was in there, very efficient. 10 of 16. 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Andrew Luck's debut with the Indianapolis Colts was special, to say the least.
Yeah, very successful day for Andrew Luck.
Call Jonathan Burns Catering for all of your catering needs at 317-881-8888. Catering by Jonathan Burns. Feast, friends, fun. Well, right now the Colts are having fun. They lead 21-3. 1 minute and 1 second to go here in the first half of this football game. Preseason game number 1 for Indianapolis. Next week, of course, they'll take on Pittsburgh. The Steelers in Pittsburgh. And now back to action as Drew Stanton takes the snap back and hands it off to Ballard, who again finds a little hole on the left side and really runs himself hard. And Michael Brockers, who brings him down, but not before he picks up about 8 yards on the play.
It's a really good job by the offensive line in the run game. I mean, they've opened some holes. They gave these guys, holes to run through. We picked up some yards. A little suspect early in the passing game, but right there, perfect example of making a hole and getting 7, 8, 9 yards to carry.
Really good job by Ballard. And again, as you point out, that offensive line critical to finding a way for him to run downfield. Here's a nice throw by Stanton. Almost caught, almost picked up. It was in the air a little bit longer than you would have liked as Levon Brazil, the intended receiver, Janoris Jenkins, got a hand on it.
You would have liked to see Brazil kind of gauge that ball in the air more, kind of come back and go up and try to get it instead of kind of catching it down by his waist. That's how the ball gets intercepted, when the receiver doesn't try to get it at his highest point, and the defender gets a chance to go up there and beat him to it.
Third down and third down conversions are brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. Third down and 1. And Drew Stanton, quarterbacks Indianapolis, sends a man in motion and hands the ball off to DeLon Carter, and he can't find the running room. No place to go that time on the right side. St. Louis stuffed that run pretty well.
Yeah, tried to bob and weave a little bit when you kind of just want to put your head down and just go get that yard.
And so the clock is going to run out here at the end of the first half as Indianapolis gets off to a great offensive start and defensive start in this first preseason game. And the new-look Indianapolis Colts leading at 21-3 here at the end of the first half of play. And let's fly down to the field with Jeffrey Gorman and Coach Pagano with the Southwest Airlines halftime interview.
Thanks, Don. Joined by Chuck Pagano, 10 of 16, 188 yards, 2 TDs. Hard not to be really just surprised and happy about Andrew Luck.
Yeah, absolutely. For the whole offense and defense, it was a great start for us. Other than a couple miscues here and there, we had a negative yards play, but overall it was a great start on both sides.
Defensively, talk about your team keeping them to 3 points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, they got a few runs early on. They put the fire out on the sideline, and then they started to stop the run. They got a big play on us off of a DPI penalty. That was questionable, but keeping them out, holding the 3 points was a great deal by the defense.
Coach, a lot of your players are going to play their first NFL action in the second half, and some new guys wearing the horseshoe. What's your message to them?
Finish. We told them last night this was going to happen. We're going to set them up, and we expect them to go in and finish the game and win the game for us.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate the time. Fellas, that was Chuck Pagano. Let's head that. We are at Lucas Oil Stadium, 21-3. We're at halftime, an impressive first half by Andrew Luck. We're coming back with a whole lot more. This is a filled stadium today, sold out. The weather has been perfect. Don't go anywhere. More Colts preseason right after this.
Here at Lucas Oil Stadium, there you see the first half, 21-3 Colts. And let's take a look at some highlights here from the first half of this ball game. And Jim, Andrew Luck was impressive.
Yes, he was right here. Great touch pass. He knows he's going to get hit. Great job by Donald Brown just catching the screen pass, weaving in and out of traffic for 63 yards on the very first play, Don.
And Donald Brown was untouched with a great offensive line play there. Now and there's the second touchdown. That was Austin Collie. And again, Luck just looks so impressive. He's looking like he's looking like in midseason form for anybody, not just a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, he's really putting the ball where it needs to be. That ball to Collie for the second touchdown had to be on the outside in a perfect spot. That throw down the middle had to be back shoulder. Otherwise, that linebacker, tips it, knocks it up in the air, picks it off, whatever. He's looked phenomenal where he's placed the ball, how well he's known this offense. He knows exactly where everybody's at, what he's got to do. It's just been impressive.
It really has, and the guy that everybody knew coming in was touted as the next Peyton Manning in the sense of what he brings to the table from a football IQ standpoint, from a knowledge standpoint, from his experience as a college football player, but you never are quite sure of what to expect. I don't care who it is when you're a rookie.
If there was a perfect scouting system defining the perfect player at every position, every team would do it. It's a guessing game. You put all your chips into Andrew Luck. You hope he works out. If he does, great. If he doesn't, your franchise is in trouble for the next 4 or 5 years. But I think the Colts have hit a home run with Andrew Luck just from what I've seen in this first preseason game.
Garrett Lindholm with the kickoff here. And that is... It'd be good if I could tell you who it was, but it's Najee Kareem who comes up with the return. And so the Colts have the football. He gets it out to right at the 20-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. And Indianapolis starting with the football in the second half. We'll see how the guys that are, still fighting for a spot in this roster are going to look here in the second half. We're going to see a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm excited. You see some of the same offensive linemen. Jeff Linkenbach still in there. I'm excited to see Drew Stanton. He went to the Jets early in this offseason. Then they acquired Tebow. Then he got traded to the Colts. It's been a tumultuous offseason for him, so I'm interested to see how well he plays today.
And here's the handoff to DeLon Carter, who starts at running back in the second half. Pulls his way forward out to about the 24-yard line, so we'll pick up a 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, good job on first down, picking up 4, 3, 4, 5 yards, staying normal down and distances so you don't have to do crazy stuff on 2nd and 3rd down to pick up the first down. You don't see anything crazy from the defense then either.
Colts have a number of new faces in that offensive line in addition to Linkenbach. Now they move the tight end, Dominic Jones, over to the other side. They dump it out there to T.Y. Hilton. Not much there on this play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down conversions brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Colts are 5 of 7 on third down, but really the first unit was 5 of 6. They had one, key third down they didn't pick up on that second drive. That one that we missed was right before the half, and we hoped to get that first down, but it really didn't matter. So let's hope the second unit can continue the dominance on third down as the first unit did.
5 receiver set here this time, and this pass to Quan Cosby out in the flat, and he picks up the first down. Jerome Murphy, second-year play out of South Florida, makes the stop for St. Louis, but Indianapolis moves the chains, remains in possession of the football.
What I love about this offense, right there you got 5 wide receivers, you know what I mean? And they spread it out, and they pick up the first down, and then right now in this first down play, they're going to come back with 3 tight ends. It just seems like they got everything they need in this offense, an abundance of different formations and different looks for the defense.
And they're doing a good job of executing the plays. Another pass quickly to Quan Cosby, who picks up good yardage on the play. Gets it out near the 40-yard line. 39 is where they'll mark it down. And it's going to bring up a second down and just 2.
When I used to play for the Giants, we used to call that a strike throw. It all determined, the box, the defensive players. Normally it was a running play, and if we couldn't run it because they had too many guys in the box, we'd just take it out and throw it to that wide receiver on the outside. It looks like that's what the Colts were doing there.
You got Quan Cosby now split to the far side. This time the handoff to DeLon Carter. Carter tries to cut it back inside. He's got running room for a first down and then some. Big running back, strong running back, and DeLon Carter shows you right there how impressive he can be at times.
Yeah, the offensive line and the running back do a great job on this play. Look at the push. People are just pushing people around. He keeps his legs going. He keeps churning. He picks up 10 yards before it's all said and done. Great run. Great job by the offensive line.
And the Colts move the chains once again at the 48-yard line of Indianapolis. 1st and 10 as Drew Stanton continues to quarterback here in his second opportunity of the day. And pressure comes. He got away from it, but not this time. Got away from it momentarily, but then had to eat the football as Craig Dahl finally brought him down. There was a lot of pressure coming that time from several of the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, you had a free rusher on the outside. As you see here, free rush on the outside. Drew finally sees it. A little too late to do anything about it. Once he moves, and everybody else kind of hits him. It's one of those things where you're not quite sure if that was a hot guy, if he's not supposed to be picked up by somebody, or if he was supposed to be picked up by somebody. Somebody made a mistake there.
4 wide receiver set this time with Stanton, the only guy behind center in the shotgun. And the throw goes to T.Y. Hilton, who makes the catch. A nice grab. And he picks yardage up to the 49-yard line. Kendrick Burney is in there to make the stop for St. Louis, but it does bring up a 3rd and long for Indianapolis. 3rd down conversions brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. And this will be 3rd down and about 9. Vic Ballard is back in there in the backfield with Drew Stanton. And we got flags all over the place. Let's see if this is a procedure or an offsides.
Everybody pointing at everybody. He did it. He did it. He did it. Nobody knows. Replacement refs trying to figure it out. This call could go against everybody.
Encroachment. 71 of the defense. It's 5-yard penalty.
They got it right, Don.
Matthew Conrad is the guilty party here. Yep, there he is.
Good job by the offensive lineman. Once that defensive line moves, we always told him, go grab him. That's a free 5 yards. Don't wait. Don't let him get back and get set.
Mike Tepper did exactly that. He grabbed him. Jeremy Ross now enters the lineup for the Colts as a wide out. Brazil and Hilton are both split to the near side. And Drew Stanton goes to the far side looking for Quan Cosby, and Quan could not pull this one in. Not sure if that pass was just a tad behind him or not, but incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
It did look like a ball that should have been caught, was catchable. It would have picked up the first down, so the Colts would have been 7 for 9 on 3rd down conversion. So that one kind of hurts a little bit. But young receiver, it's just one of those things that you hope that it gets better as it goes. You know what I mean?
Quan Cosby that time upset with himself because he did not pull that one in, as McAfee will punt this one away. And Chase Reynolds is back to receive it. He lets it bounce down. It bounces high in the air. They can't quite get to it. to down it before it got into the end zone. So the touchback will bring it out to the 20, a 46-yard punt with no return. And time out of the field. We'll be back with as a fan relaxing here at Lucas Oil Stadium with the Colts up 21-3. Well, you know the Indianapolis Colts share your love and passion for high school football and are proud to bring you My Indiana Football, presented by Herff Jones. Find great info about high school football across the state. Visit Colts.com/MyIndianaFootball today, presented by Herff Jones. Well, Colts back on defense now. It's 1st and 10 for St. Louis at their own 20-yard line. And we think we've got a new quarterback in the ball game now for the Rams. And we do. It is Austin Davis. And he lets it fly first thing. And he throws the football to Chris Gibbons, who makes the catch and picks up a first down.
Yeah, Austin Davis, a rookie out of Southern Mississippi. Pretty good throw right there. You know, first NFL pass in a game, even though it's a preseason game. Good zip, good throw.
Moses Foku was in on the tackle. Inside linebacker, just acquired from Philadelphia at a trade in the last couple of weeks by the Colts.
The trade was sent Kevin Thomas, who you thought the Colts were going to start at the other cornerback position, to Philadelphia in exchange for him and Greg Lloyd.
Both inside linebackers that the Colts received in that trade. Here is the handoff. Go right up the middle with it, and down at the 35 is Daryl Richardson, a running back out of Abilene Christian, a 7th-round draft pick who was also a rookie with this St. Louis organization. Check some of the numbers out there. Addison's still playing a lot of minutes here in this preseason game number 1 for Indianapolis on the at the defensive end position for Indianapolis.
Cassius Vaughn's still out there at the corner trying to see what he can do.
Right now the Colts have 4 men down, 1 man up on the line of scrimmage. And again, back to throw the football. This time it's caught on the backfield by Richardson. That was Davis throwing it. David Caldwell on the stop for Indianapolis. They do a nice job of containing that play.
Looked like he wanted to go downfield with the ball. Great job by the secondary taking that throw away. And then when he does complete it, checks it down to the back. Great job pursuing, tackling, not giving him much.
Greg Lloyd was in on that play, but he has come out of the lineup for Indianapolis as the Colts look for a passing situation here from St. Louis. 3rd down at about 5. Davis over the middle, nice catch. What a reaching throw that was by Austin Pettis, 2nd-year player out of Boise State, who made a really nice reach for it and pulled it in.
Yeah, Colts just in normal 4-3 prevent defense. Austin just gets inside, makes a great catch. The Rams are really high on this guy, Austin Pettis. You know, he got in a little trouble last year. He got suspended the last 2 games of last year, first 2 games of this year. But they say, you know, not to worry about it. He's having a great camp. When he comes back, he's going to be a playmaker for him, and they're really high on him.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Richardson remains the running back. And again, the throw downfield by Davis. It's a bomb, and this one is incomplete. And looked like it could have been caught by the receiver on the play. He had 2 Colts flanking him on either side, but unfortunately, Chris Gibbons, or fortunately I should say for Indianapolis, he could not pull it in.
Yeah, I mean, you really would like to see the Colts kind of make a better play on this ball here. I mean, you got David Caldwell and DJ Johnson out there. You know, it just seemed like they collide with each other and don't really make a play for the ball. Couldn't really find it, and the receiver almost had a chance catching that ball. When you got 2 defenders out there on 1 receiver, you'd like to see an interception or something, get us the ball back.
2nd down. Wide out to the far side. This time is Brian Quick, a lone wide receiver right now. And again, Davis going to the air. This time out of the backfield he goes to with a pass, and Austin Pettis makes the catch. He was actually lined up as a wingback that time as Jermail Hines came up and made the hit on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd down now at about 6. A lot of faces, different faces coming in and out of the lineup for Indianapolis. Again, Lloyd checks to the sideline. Also James Iono, defensive end, rookie out of Utah. Colts expecting pass on 3rd down and 6.
I mean, that's what's crazy. The 60 players in the Colts camp are the first-time Colts. 37 of them are rookies. So I've never played in the NFL game. 27 are rookies.
Just amazing. And the throw incomplete. Right there, good defensive job by the Colts. And Mario Harvey, an inside linebacker, first-year player out of Marshall. Nice job there to keep the play from being completed, and it's 4th down. Will force St. Louis into punting it once again. The Colts will hold on to that 21-3 lead here.
Really good job there by the Colts. You know, they went to prevent defense, you know, rushed 4 guys, 2 high safeties, played man underneath. Good job by the linebacker knocking that ball out of the tight end hands.
Tom Malone is back to do the punting on the play. Quan Cosby will receive. He pulls up, falls for a fair catch at about the 14-yard line and pulls it in. And so that's where the Colts will take over 1st and 10. 21-3 in the scoreboard. Indianapolis on top here in the 3rd. We're back in a moment. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Colts leading 21-3 here in the 3rd quarter. Well, the Taco Bell crunch of the game is about to take place here. We'll take a look at it.
Yeah, the Rams threatening to score right here. DJ Johnson, Pete gets the ball in a little swing pass. DJ Johnson comes up and says nope, and lays him out. That's the worst thing you can do as a runner is try to jump over a guy because he hits your feet and it just flips you around like a helicopter.
Yeah, don't go up in the air ever. 1st and 10, Indianapolis at their own 15-yard line. And this play, handoff from Drew Stanton. Goes to Vic Ballard, and Jermel Cudjoe is standing right there in his path and brings him down at the 13-yard line. A yard loss in the play. Let's go to the sideline and our Toyota sideline report with Jeffrey Gorman.
Well, thank you, Don Fisher, joining me now. Pro Bowl defensive lineman, everything for the Colts for many years. Robert Mathis, give it to me, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Well, the good is one play, one touchdown, so can't beat that with a big stick. So it's a lot of good we see out here, and a lot we can build on. So we're just gonna take the good and we're just gonna build on that and minimize the minuses.
For the minimal amount that you played, putting up 3 points on the board, you and Dwight played 8 or 9 plays apiece. Obviously, pitching a 3-pointer, you got to be happy with that overall.
Yeah, we're happy. Just still, you have to get down to minor details and still new position, new territory for the both of us, and just honing in on the details, and we're getting there.
Lastly, talk to me about you personally. When are you 110% Robert Mathis ready to go? Could it be today, the first preseason game, or do you need a couple to get oiled up?
Oh yeah, you got to get oiled up. So a couple of practice swings, and then you'll be ready for the real deal. Got to take it as we get it, and then it's time to go.
And one of the veterans here, you're very happy with Chuck Pagano so far and the way that things are run?
Very much so. He came in not with the big head. He came in with an open ear, and whatever he listened to what we had to say, and what he had, and the things that he brought in, and we're all buying into it. So it's just a match made in heaven.
Robert, thanks for your time. Best of luck in the rest of the preseason. Don Fisher, back to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Robert Mathis, Pro Bowler, the last 4 seasons in a row.
You got to like the excitement in his voice. You know, he's excited about this team, his coaching staff, what they can do.
Von Brazil just made a first down catch, and here's a handoff to T.Y. Hilton, and he just turns it around as he started to his left and then swept back around to his right and picks up big yardage on the play as Jerome Murphy finally runs him out of bounds. That was a really interesting play.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was designed.
Broken. Was it?
I think it was designed. I think he actually got the handoff, took a couple steps, like he knew he was going to reverse pivot, and then put your quarterback in a tough situation having to block a defensive end. But, you know, Drew's a big guy. He got it done.
Nice job by the Colts. 2nd and short yardage. Here's the give to Vic Ballard. Ballard dives his way forward. I'll tell you one thing about Ballard has impressed me in his very short stint here of running the football for Indianapolis. He keeps those legs moving all the time.
I agree with you. He runs hard. I mean, he only rushed the ball 3 times in the first half and led us in rushing in the first half with 27 yards. I mean, he hasn't got many yards here in the second half, but he's a tough guy to bring down so far.
And the ball resting at the 41, first down for the Colts. Quan Cosby is checked in as a wide receiver. He's the lone wide out in the game right now, split to the near side. Colts have a fullback lined up as a wingman to the left. Here's the fake handoff, however, and looked at Drew Stanton. He throws a little dump pass off to Ballard. Ballard turns it upfield, gets his head taken off or his helmet taken off at the very end of the play by Tremaine Johnson, but he picks up a first down.
Well, I think the Colts wanted to take a shot here and go deep with it, but the Rams did a good job covering deep. But what you see there is great hands by Vic Ballard. I mean, not only can the guy run the ball, you can put him out in the slot or put him, a flare or something like that, and he makes great catches.
He's certainly looked good here and impressive in his short stints thus far with Indianapolis. Man in motion is LeVon Brazil. And Stanton once again looking to go to the air. Little dump pass off. It goes to the big fullback, Dominic Jones. And he comes up with a nice play there. A good run for a first down and then some as Matthew Daniels finally makes the hit for St. Louis. So Dominic Jones, a tight end out of Shepherd College. I had never heard of Shepherd College before seeing his name on the roster, and I guess it's a school out of Maryland.
I don't know too much about it.
Come on now. No, it's obviously I'd never heard of it before. I said every year I see some school on there I'd never heard of. Not too many, but one or two.
Trying to find those hidden gems out there.
Yep. Drew Stanton that time threw the ball a little wide of intended receiver LeVon Brazil. And again, let's go down to the sideline and our Toyota sideline report with Jeffrey Gorman.
Well, thank you, Don Fisher, joining me again. Another Pro Bowler for the Colts, Antoine Bethea. You've got to be happy, letting up 3 points only in the first half.
Yeah, a great start. Guys out there flying around, and like you said, only 3 points. So, so far, so good.
New defensive strategy here in Indianapolis, led by Greg Minusky, defensive coordinator. Obviously, Chuck Pagano, a defensive-minded head coach. Talk about the system, what you like so far.
Oh, so far, man, just the pressure we're putting on the opposing offense, man. You're putting a lot of pressure on them and a lot of, different looks that we're giving them. So if we just continue to build on this first preseason game, man, I think we have some good things coming.
Well, it's a good mix of the veterans like yourself and the youngsters. We'll say, let's come up with, Andrew Luck maybe, one of the new guys. I saw you jumping up and down on the sidelines after that first play, a 63-yard TD.
Yeah, man, that was great. Show great patience by Luck, and then when Donald Brown got it, man, he took it to the house, man, and it was something that is very exciting to see. And then even after that, 12, man, he did a good job in running the offense, taking them downfield, man, and along with him, if he could just build off this, man, we'll be great.
Good stuff awaits. Thanks for your time, Antoine Bethea. Let's go back to you, Don Fisher.
And we just had a fumble. Darren Evans getting an opportunity to run the football here. Went up the middle, and the ball popped out after he picked up good yardage on the play. And I'm not quite sure what the ruling is on the field, but it looks like the Colts did recover the football.
Yeah, he does a good job here hitting the hole hard, especially on third down, getting the first down. Kind of gets his legs wrapped up here. And on his way down, that safety just kind of gets in there and gets his shoulder pad on the ball, just knocks it loose. But great job by the other Colts to continue to play and get the ball for him so they can have a chance to score here.
Yeah, Andre Smith is able to recover at the tight end. Here's the handoff. Evans again getting the call. This time there's not much there inside the 10-yard line. At the 7 is where they'll mark it. Justin Cole makes the stop for St. Louis. So the Colts trying to put 7 more on the board if possible. They lead at 21-3. But this has been a nice long drive. I think this is the 12th play of this drive for Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's been real methodical. First down, second down, pick up to the first down on third down. They had that one big play to the tight end. Other than that, it's just been easy does it down the field.
Here's Stanton. He's going to run it himself. He dives forward, gets it down to the 1-yard line. And he ran that football strong. Drew Stanton wanting to make a name for himself in this offense as well. There wasn't any slide there, Jim.
If that was a quarterback draw, that's the first quarterback draw they've seen called in Indianapolis in the last 15 years.
There was a reason for that, too.
They didn't want me to come in there and play. That's why.
That's not the reason. They just didn't want the other guy hurt.
Getting hurt, exactly. And neither did I, trust me.
Third down and goal. Here's the handoff, and Darren Evans scores the touchdown for Indianapolis. A hometown boy gets one there out of Warren Central High School. So Indianapolis puts 6 more up. It's 27-3 with 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
I mean, great job by this Colts offensive line, especially on the goal line. I mean, they've done it twice today where they just punched the other team in the mouth, and really nobody there to touch your running back. He walks into the end zone for 7. You got to love it.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line, it doesn't matter who's been in there, has done a good job.
Yeah, I really think the second unit from the get-go since they've been in there have done a good job. Not a whole lot of pressure on Drew Stanton. Great running lanes, just great job.
Adam Vinatieri converts the extra point, and the Colts are leading at 28-3. The drive of the game is sponsored by Tom Wood Lexus at 96th and Keystone, inviting you to test drive a Lexus today.
Yeah, Andrew Luck just completed passes all over the field on this drive, the second scoring drive. One to T.Y. Hill, one to Kobe Fleener, and this the touchdown pass to Austin Collie, which was our session of the game where he looked off the linebacker and the safety, hit Collie in the corner of the end zone. Perfect drive, took 12 plays, just fantastic by the first team offense.
Chase Reynolds is back deep to receive this kick for St. Louis as Pat McAfee will do the honors and kick it off. And gets off another long driving kick, and it will be brought back. Not all that far, however. Brought down to the 15-yard line is Chase Reynolds as the Colts do a nice job on coverage there. And we've got time out of the field with the Colts on top here at the end of the third quarter. Some of the Colt players on the sideline, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, as they enjoy the rest of the afternoon off here at Lucas Oil Stadium with the Colts on top of the Rams. Well, Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light Tailgate tent across the street just north of the stadium for pregame fun and $3 Bud Lights. Make the Bud Light tent your place before the game. St. Louis in possession of the football with Austin Davis at quarterback. And Richardson, or is it P, back in there at the running back spot? We'll check him for you in a moment. As the gain is nil, and Daryl Richardson makes the stop, and we are at the end of the third quarter. Another time out of the field as you see Andrew Luck on the sideline having fun here as his day is done. We're back in the, and it's time to check out the Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance defensive coverage of the game.
Yeah, Jerry Hughes been all over the field today. This is the type of player the Colts thought he would be when they drafted him in the first round 2 years ago. 2 sacks today, more than he's had the last 2 seasons with the Colts. He's really been a force on that field today, kind of reinventing himself, and I think this new defensive scheme is really helping him.
Austin Davis is the quarterback for St. Louis. Richardson is the running back, and Richardson gets the call. Trying to find a hole off the left guard, left tackle position. Picks up maybe 4 yards in the play. As Corey Lindsey, a first-year player out of Southern Illinois University, comes up and makes the stop. He was picked up off of the waiver wire from Arizona. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 now for St. Louis. I think the defensive scheme that the Colts are now employing has helped a couple of guys, and Hughes might be one of them.
Yeah, I think Hughes, you know, he's not your prototypical defensive end. So you move him to outside linebacker in the 3-4, and it opens up a whole new world for him.
Takes advantage of his quickness and his speed. Now Davis works, trying to go right over the middle. Richardson could not pull that in, and it'll be 4th down. And we go down to the sideline once again to the Toyota Sideline Report with Jeffrey Gorman.
Well, thank you, Don Fisher. Joining me now, wide receiver Austin Collie cannot be but impressed with Andrew Luck at, again, 10 of 16, 188 yards, 2 TDs.
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, kept his composure, you know, for his first game, and you know, really felt comfortable back there, and I think that rubbed off on the entire offense.
How about you personally, Austin? Your first season, 2012, first action of the season, right? How'd you think he did?
Did good. You know, I thought I should have had that one. That was right there in the middle. But, you know, other than that, I think as an offense, as a unit, we move the ball really well.
Timing is everything with your quarterback, and I know you've been getting extra reps in with Mr. Luck. How's that been going with you, the relationship between you and the quarterback?
Good. You know, I think our relationship, our entire relationship with the wideouts and just the entire offense is, I think we're gelling really nice. We're coming together as a unit.
Well, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Austin Collie. We're here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Score is 28-3. The Colts lead the Rams. We're back with more right after.
There you see the score. Colts 28, Rams 3. Win a year's supply of Bluebell ice cream and a pair of sideline seats for the Colts home opener with the Vikings. Register now at Colts.com/Bluebell. Bluebell is a proud sponsor of your Indianapolis Colts. Tom Malone on the punt there. And it bounces down and out of bounds. And the Colts will take over on the sideline. Ball will be marked out right at the 43. The Colts have good field position to start the next drive when we return. Colts cheerleaders having a good time this afternoon, as you can imagine, with that score on the scoreboard being the Colts 28, Rams 3. Well, Indiana University Health is proud to support the strength of the Indianapolis community through its partnership with the Indianapolis Colts. IU Health, expert physicians, nationally ranked care. Discover the strength at iuhealth.org. Well, right now, Indianapolis takes over once again, and a new quarterback in the game for the third time today for Indianapolis. Chandler Harnish on the field, a Hoosier native out of Bluffton, Indiana, and Northern Illinois University, the last draft pick in this year's draft. And Chandler Harnish has been, I think, putting up some very impressive performances in training camp. Hands the ball off there as the Colts continue to do a good job on that offensive line. Quentin Pointer comes up with a stop on the play.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Chandler Harnish, talk about a guy that really got a prolific college statistics. I mean, he had a great arm. He passed for a bunch of yards in college, used his legs. A guy that the Colts drafted Mr. Irrelevant, but has really not taken that personally, coming to camp and ready to play.
And there's Deji Kareem, who just ran it right up the middle for a first down, his second carry of the game. Sammy Brown came up with a stop. There you see the class of 2012 for the Colts. Pretty impressive one.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard all these guys named today. A little bit, not too much today from Dwayne Allen. You know, he was out there. He's didn't get really thrown to or anything like that, but everybody else, Vic Ballard, Kobe Fleener caught a couple balls, Andrew Luck, I mean, T.Y. Hilton, and Yvonne Brazil, they've all done a fantastic job.
And Aaron Brown there makes the stop once again on Deji Kareem. And this time he finds no place to go. He's dropped for maybe a half-yard loss in the play. We'll call it second and a long 10 now. But the Colts are on top 28-3. I think the offensive line has been terrific most of the day. I think the defensive play has been excellent for the most part. This is a very impressive first game performance under a brand new regime.
Yeah, it really has been. If you wanted to, draw out how your first preseason game would be as a new organization, a new face of everything, this is the way you wanted it to be done. 28-3 scoreboard. Offensively, they moved the ball up and down the field. Defensively, stopped everything in sight. Just played very solidly today.
Deji Kareem again gets the call. Indianapolis going pretty vanilla on those first plays. It's a third down scenario. Third down conversions brought to you by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. Third and long. And Chandler Harnish brings Kyle Miller back there with him in the backfield. Now goes over and hits Deji Kareem. And Kareem's got a first down. A nice play by the Colts. Chandler Harnish finding his running back out in the backfield. And finally Noah Keller comes up and makes the stop for St. Louis. But the Colts move the chains once again, keep possession.
Good job by Chandler Harnish there, taking the check down and getting the first down. I actually thought he had wide receiver number 10, Jeremy Ross, on this left sideline, maybe for a touchdown. But, he's young. Take that throw, get the first down. Don't make any rash mistakes today.
Quick snap here, and Harnish going deep, and he's looking downfield, and it's caught. Touchdown! Jeremy Ross, the first-year player out of California. He must have went back and told him what you said.
Must have went back and said, hey, I think I can beat this guy.
What a play. And Indianapolis puts 6 more on the scoreboard. We'll take another look at it right here as Jeremy Ross wide open. And Harnish with just a perfect throw.
Yeah, you got to feel great for Chandler Harnish. I mean, his home state coming in here, first preseason game, drafted 7th round, first drive, a touchdown pass of 40 yards. I mean, just put the ball exactly where it needed to be. Great touch, great anticipation. I'm really happy for the kid.
And Pat McAfee comes on to attempt the extra point kick. McAfee does some field goal kicking, and he's got a great leg, and he knocks it through, and the Colts dominating the St. Louis Rams here today, 35-3. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium, where Indianapolis has just put another touchdown on the scoreboard to make it 35-3. And let's take a look at the Citizens Energy Group scoring recap on this one. And as you see there, Chandler Harnish, the Bluffton, Indiana native, his first throw, 33 yards, actually his second, but this one was a 33-yarder for the touchdown. He has a great debut as well, just like Andrew Luck did. Actually, all three quarterbacks have looked really good.
Yeah, played really well.
Chase Reynolds is back deep to do the receiving. And we've got Brian Stahovich, a rookie kicker out of San Diego State, in to do the kickoff. And this is a very short kick, and Reynolds receives it as he gets it across the 20-yard line and spins his way down to the 24. And St. Louis will take over there. Let's go down to the sideline for the Toyota Sideline Report. Jeffrey Gorman with a very special guest.
Yes, that's true. A very special guest. Andrew Luck joins us now. I would say welcome to the NFL, but the way that you played in the first half, 10-16, 188 yards, 2 TDs, you seemed pretty comfortable back there, Andrew.
No, it was nice. It was nice to get out here and get in the live bullets shooting at you, and hopefully thought we did some good things. A lot of things to clean up, but it was great to be out here.
Well, I'm going to save you that statement because I know how you interview, and you always say you can get better. What sort of things are you looking to build on?
I think just cleaner with everything. Understanding the offense, getting on the same page with the wide receivers. Everything.
Okay, and how has it been in the NFL with, you got Bruce Arians in your ear, obviously, helping you 15 seconds before the play call? How have you been adapting?
I think it's been good. It is different to have, a voice in your helmet, but it's incredibly helpful, just last-minute reminders, little tips, after the play. So, and our communication's been great all camp, so I think, it just continues to grow.
And lastly, your relationship with the tight ends, with the wide receivers, and the backs for that matter. It seems like you guys are really in sync. That's a lot of hard work you guys put in.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think everybody's taking it upon themselves to really learn the new system, to be an integral part of it, and they've come out every day and worked, and it's nice to come out here with the first sort of test and show some good things.
Well, number 12, we sure like watching you work. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
You're going to see more Andrew Luck in the preseason. Don Fisher, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. And of course, the O'Charlie's offensive player of the game, key player of the game, Andrew Luck. So congratulations to Andrew in his first game in a Colts uniform, the offensive player of the game from O'Charlie's.
And I'll tell you what, it wasn't like we had only one to pick from.
Yeah, you're right.
It could have been a plethora of guys. Austin had a good day. Donald Brown had a good day. Vic Bowers played well. But when you're the number 1 draft pick in the draft, and you come to a franchise that just lets go of a legend that's been there for 14 years, and your first game you come out and go, his numbers 10-16, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, touchdown on the first pass, you deserve that. Award for the pressure you had on you and the way you performed.
No question about it. Outstanding performance today. Right now, we've got St. Louis keeping a drive alive with a really nice catch out there by Mike Campbell. Kind of a circus grab. And it's now 4th down and 2, and the Rams are going to go for it as Austin Davis directing traffic at quarterback. So the Rams apparently taking a look here. Now we've got a timeout called by St. Louis, so I'm not quite sure why, or maybe the coaching staff has decided, you know what, let's just punt this thing away.
Yeah, I think they thought twice there. I can't see them going. I mean, it is a preseason. You're down 35-3. I mean, you can go for it if you want, but I mean, in a regular season game, here's the punt. I mean, you're on the 31-yard line, your own 31, and if you give the ball away here, it's easy for the Colts to put some points on the board.
Well, we are going to take a timeout here at Lucas Oil Stadium with the Colts dominating St. Louis, and be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Lucas Oil Stadium. Colts 35, Rams 3. I think the Colts just took another timeout here, but while they do that, the Colts dominating this football game to this point, and Geico, 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. To see how much you could save, call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. Well, Indianapolis has been very proficient in almost every area today. About the only thing they haven't done is broken a big one for a return on a kick or a punt.
I know, but usually with the special teams, kicking the ball especially, not hearing any names or any big plays is actually a really good thing. It means that they're doing their job.
Your chance to get single-game Colts tickets for selected home games. Go to Colts.com for more information. Right now it's 4th down, and St. Louis is going for it. And what a really good hit that time, put on by the Colts. Mike Newton came up and really did a lick on it.
I don't think he got it.
I don't think he did either. I think they're spotting the ball down, and the Colts are going to take over on downs. So 4th down at about 2, and watch this hit.
You know what that reminded me of? Do you remember when I was with the Colts and we played the New England Patriots, and they went for it on that 4th down, and we reviewed it, and Melvin Bull made the hit, and he ended up just short. It's almost exactly what that play reminded me of. Except my view was from the sidelines and not in the box.
And it wasn't near as happy, was it?
No.
Here is Darren Evans back in the lineup at the running back spot. Chandler Hardish handing it off to him. And the Colts continue to be very proficient offensively today. Tremaine Johnson comes up with a stop there for St. Louis, but the offensive line today, no matter who's been out there, has been able to open up holes for the running backs, and that's impressive, especially in the new scheme that they're playing.
Another thing I find impressive is that the guys can keep their focus for so long. I mean, you're up 35-3. You're the third-string guys to 4th quarter in the first preseason game, but you just go out there and you do your job playing and play out. And I'm more impressed with that and how they're pushing around this Rams defense more than anything else.
Yep, a pick up 2.5 there. It's going to bring up 3rd down at about 2. So we'll have another Huntington 3rd down conversion. 3rd down conversions are brought to you by Huntington Bank. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts.
And that's almost ridiculous, 10-13. I mean, as an offensive player, you hope it's amazing if you're 50% on 3rd down, and these guys are way above and beyond that.
3rd down and short yardage for Chandler Hardish and the Colt offense. Hardish, quick throw, quick strike. Chris Adams makes the reception, and the Colts have a 1st down. Little slant inside, and Chris Adams was right there. He's the guy we talked about earlier, having such a tremendous training camp. Up to this point, he's had several highlight plays in camp this year and getting a lot of very good response from the coaching staff and what his performances have been. But as you said, Jim, we wanted to see the lights on and see how he performed in those areas.
Yeah, that was actually a really good catch. You knew he was going to get hit at right after he caught the ball. He caught the ball anyway, secured it, got the 1st down.
And here is Evans once again carrying the ball right up the middle. Cornell Banks into the tackle, first-year player from Fresno State for St. Louis. But the Colts still moving the yard marker a couple of yards at a time this time. Ball resting at the 14. Clock continues to run with 6:40 to go, and the Colts in command.
They're just wearing this Rams defense out. You can see it. The Rams are walking around.
Adams is the wide receiver in motion this time. And we got a flag. And that'll be a procedure called against the Colts, one of the rare penalties called against Indianapolis today.
And I'll tell you what, the less we've talked about the refs today, the more I'm impressed with them. I mean, they really haven't made a call that would change the game or anything like that. It's been a solid, clean game. You know, from what you've seen of the recent preseason games, they've been talking about how bad these replacement refs are. I don't really have too many complaints with these guys that have been on the field today.
Nope, I don't either. I think they've done a good job here this afternoon, no question. 3 penalties for 69 yards. Here is the handoff. This is Darren Evans once again, carries it down to the 16.
You know what this reminds me of, Don? You remember those games when Bruce Arians was offense coordinator in Pittsburgh, and they'd get a lead and at the end of the game, and they'd go from 3-4 wide receivers to 3 tight ends and just pounding, just keep getting 1st downs, and keep chewing up that clock. I mean, I see that. You see the Bruce Arians offense from Pittsburgh in the Colts offense today.
A guy that was the quarterback coach, I should say, for the Colts in 1998 when Peyton Manning was a rookie, and of course coached him for his first 3 years. a guy that's got a great reputation from an offensive standpoint. And here's Darren Evans once again. Carries it inside the 15-yard line. Down to around the 12. Cornell Banks making the stop on the play. But I'm really impressed with almost everything about this particular team in regard to the coaching staff and these guys and how well a job, how quickly they've gotten these guys to adapt to what they want them to do.
You know, I like what Jim Irsay has done in the total rebuilding of this team. I think he's brought in the right people. I think those people that he's brought in have brought in the right players. I think they got a mindset. I think they got a vision of where this team could go. And the guys that they kept from last year, I think, have bought into it. And I'm actually excited and pumped up just talking about it right now.
And Pat McAfee knocks it in from 31 yards out. Let's go down to the sideline of Jeffrey Goldman for the Toyota Sideline Report.
Well, thank you, Don Fisher, joining me. Yet another Pro Bowler, Dwight Freeney. First and foremost, we're looking at the scoreboard, 38-3 in the preseason. You've been around here a while. You're not used to this.
Definitely not. It's really encouraging. You know, in years past, we've always tried to win the game. It never, you know, it's not different now than how it was. But it really shows you how much time and effort we've been putting in to this thing to get things back on track to what we're used to. And, you know, across the board, this is a team game. I've always said it. It's not about the 11 guys who are out there. It's about the 53 guys who make this team. So the second and third team has done a tremendous job, and across the board, everybody's done a great job so far.
And Coach Pagano has preached the team. Personally speaking, though, you're meticulous in your preparation for the season. The way you eat, the way you work out, your preseason snaps, 8 or 9 of them today. Are you at where you want to be after one preseason game?
Oh, definitely not. I think that's what the preseason's about. You know, it's for those vet guys who are going to be around to sharpen that blade, stay sharp. It's for those younger guys to make the squad, to make that team. You know, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm definitely moving in the right direction.
Well, you got to kind of learn a new defensive playbook a little bit. Sometimes you're standing up, sometimes your hands on the ground. How have you been adapting?
I mean, it's been fun. It's definitely been a ride. It's been fun. You know, sometimes it surprises you. You know, sometimes you think it's a pass and you drop them back and all of a sudden you want to rush the quarterback, but you have to cover somebody. It's kind of different for me. But it's definitely fun. It's a challenge and I'm up for it.
Dwight, back to the team. Are you excited about this year? A lot of new faces, a lot of new blood in here, a new era. Chuck Pagano, Ryan Grigson. Obviously so many changes, but really a good group.
Yeah, I'm really excited, you know, and I promise you this, you know, we're going to surprise a lot of people. And we're used to one thing around here, and that's winning ball games. Regardless of who's here, it doesn't matter. We're used to winning, and we're going to get back to that.
Well, if you talk about getting after the quarterback, the story starts and ends with number 93, Dwight Freeney. Appreciate your time, Dwight.
Oh, no problem.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at that Citizens Energy Group scoring recap that just took place as Indianapolis puts 3 more on the board, courtesy of Pat McAfee, and that 31-yard field goal. And the kickoff, Reynolds back deep to receive it. And he brings it out to the 20-yard line, and then it gets hit and brought down right around the 22. Well, Colts win, you win. Get 50% off your regular menu price online order the day after the Colts win. Log on to papajohns.com and enter promo code COLTS50. Indianapolis leading this football game now 38-3. St. Louis back in charge of the football at their own 21-yard line. But both sides of the football today have been impressive for Indianapolis when you consider that the preseason, as Jeffrey just pointed out with Dwight Freeney down there, has not been all that great over the last several years. It's never been about the preseason, and obviously today it is a little bit about it.
No, you're right. I mean, we always went into each game when I was here for the 6 years I was here to win the game. And we weren't very successful. I think we won 3 in the total time I was here, but it wasn't about that. It was about getting ready, and that's what we did. We got ready. We got the starters ready. Payton was ready coming into the season, and we go to the playoffs. We win a division, and, you know, we always have a shot at a Super Bowl title. You know, I like the change here. I like, you know, winning preseason games. I think it gives you a sense of urgency going into the regular season. And it's not that these guys are playing harder. They're just executing. The Colts are executing all over the field today, and it's shown.
I think it also shows you that Chuck Pagano believes that that's one of the things you've got to go in, especially if you're a new program in the sense of what they are, new coaching staff-wise, new players. You've got to go in with that mindset that, hey, We want to win this football game. Yeah, it's just preseason, but the mindset we have to develop here is winning football.
Well, I mean, you heard him before the halftime show when Jeffrey interviewed him. He said, what are you going to tell your young guys about this game? He said, finish. He wants them to finish this game, just like in the regular season. You want to put your heel on their throat and finish them off. And I love that about him. I love how his coaching style. I like this team so far, Don.
Third down, short yardage for St. Louis. Third down and 3. And Davis, the quarterback, throws it out to the sideline. A really nice catch made by Nick Johnson for the first down. Well, go legit with your fantasy football this season only on NFL.com with free live scoring and instant video highlights within seconds of the play action. Getting started is easy. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy. First down for St. Louis as they pick up a 1st and 10. They haven't had a ton of those today. The Colts defense has made sure of that. Davis this time rolls out of that pocket and throws the football to the man out of the backfield, Calvin Middleton, a rookie running back out of Jacksonville State. He's finally brought down by Greg Lloyd, but not before he picks up a first down at the 45.
I'll tell you right there, we had a defensive lineman, Jason Shirley, who kind of had like an open shot at the quarterback there. You know, if the ball got thrown, he decided to just back off. I mean, he really could have went in there and took the quarterback out, got a penalty and stuff like that. You like to see that too. I mean, that's a smart play. You're thinking on your feet. You know, you don't want to hurt your team, especially, even when you're up 38-3.
It's really smart. There's no question about it. Just got to like the way these guys are playing, and we're about ready for the 2-minute timeout. We are right there with the Colts on top in this one and dominating the St. Louis Rams. Back with the final. Indianapolis with a dominating performance here this afternoon, as you can see from that scoreboard, as the Colts have just played extremely well throughout this first preseason game. You know, when the Colts win, you win at all Indianapolis area's Denny's. Come to Denny's the day after a Colts win from 6 to 10 a.m. and get a free Colts fan slam with the purchase of a beverage. St. Louis in possession of the football at the 47 of Indianapolis. And running back Calvin Middleton takes the handoff and carries it across the 45 for about a 3-yard gain. Take a look here. As Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator, and how about that? Gets a little bit of fun, doesn't he?
Well, I'll tell you, the guy deserves it. You know, he's been around. Defense coordinator San Fran, defense coordinator San Diego. Fired from both those jobs in after 2 years. So he comes here. This is his shot. He wants this, just as much as players do. So that was a nice little warm welcoming there. I'm sure I know who's behind that one.
Down the sideline pass from Davis. And was he out of bounds? He was. Incomplete. Mario Harvey was over there. Inside linebacker to help out of the play. As the clock winds down here with 1:06 to go. And a third down play for St. Louis. They'd still like to get some kind of a score here at the end of the ball game. We'll see if they are able to do that. The Colts have played extremely well defensively, have not given up a touchdown here today.
I'd love for the Colts to keep them out of the end zone away from scoring here.
Yep, absolutely. Keep that positive mindset going. A lot of pressure this time, but it's nicely blocked by St. Louis, and then Davis not able to escape the last grasp of Chabu Anunoby. Defensive tackle, a rookie out of Morehouse, and he came up with a very nice shoestring tackle on the play. Anunoby is a young man that he's a big physical specimen out there at 324 pounds. And, he might have had one of these.
Probably.
Wick Sugar Cream Pie is the official pie of the Indianapolis Colts. Make sure you pick up a Wick Sugar Cream Pie today. Might have had more than one, but not because he's too heavy. He's just about right for the guy, for the position he's playing on the football field, a defensive tackle.
Well, I'll tell you what. Up at camp in Anderson, these guys walked by me on this Colts team. And this is the biggest Colts team they've had here in a long time.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it just looks like a different football team, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're monstrous. From the defense to linemen to linebackers to the offensive line to the tight ends. I mean, these guys are massive human beings.
And that's just a difference in philosophy. Ryan Grigson and the coaching staff have decided to go a different route with this football team.
No, Ryan Grigson said, I asked him a question at camp when I interviewed him, what type of players are you looking for? And he said, I want players that are physically capable of playing this game. But then I want good teammates. I want guys that want to be good role models, good in the community, but they have to be physically capable of playing this game. And you can see it from these guys.
Rams playing some hurry up here after they picked up the first down as they spiked the football to stop the clock with 39 seconds to go. So again, they are trying to finish things off here with a positive going in the sense of St. Louis, because that'd be one of the few that they've had today. Some key dates coming up. Roster cuts, of course, on August 28th, 90 to 80, and then 80 to 53 on September the 2nd after they've completed the preseason. And, of course, very important dates for all of these young guys on this football team.
Yeah, it was a nerve-wracking time when I was a rookie, I'll tell you what.
And a pick. And that's Chris Rucker, a second-year player out of Michigan State with the pickoff, and Andrew Davis threw it right to him.
Yeah, it didn't even look like the receiver was looking for it. Didn't come out of his breaker, nothing. Probably the easiest interception Chris Rucker's ever going to get. It was right to him.
Well, they're having fun right down there at the sideline right now, I can tell you that.
You'll see it here. Great pressure by the defensive line. That's what makes this whole thing happen. But you see it from the Rams, number 15 wide receiver. He's not even looking for the ball. And Chris just puts his hands up, says, thank you very much. I'll take it down the right sidelines and finish this game off.
And you looked at Jeff Fisher, and he was going, are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
So right now, Indianapolis with the football, and this should be it. 28 seconds to go, and the Colts will take a knee from Chandler Harnish. And that should do it as these two teams head to the middle of the field. Jeff Fisher trotting out there to meet with Chuck Pagano, who's done a tremendous job in his first game. Got to be a happy guy here this afternoon. This entire Colts football program under new management, under new coaches, with a ton of new players, and of course a new quarterback in Andrew Luck, who had a sensational day.
You know, Coach Pagano's got to be real excited about what he sees from his team. You know, nothing but poise out there from number 12 in his first preseason game. Nothing but good things from the defense, holding them to 3 points. Great job by all teams on the offense. First team, second team, third team, all scores. Great job by the Colts today.
So a terrific afternoon for Indianapolis to start this 2012 preseason.